believe in marriage if it's with the right situation, but I feel like, you know, I've seen a lot of people get married and break up in the term
right after,
in the term that I've been in my relationship.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like you can't really put a tag on it. Of course, everybody looks at marriage as something very, I don't know, solid and important, but I do believe in marriage.
Making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something, and then our thing that we had to bring was dessert. And then like everyone else, they bring like food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah.
Whip that, whip it, whip it, whip it. Do you like it, Prince?
Cassie Ventura just broke down and revealed what allegedly happened to Diddy's adopted daughter, and the streets aren't ready. Word is, the details she dropped go much darker than the family image he tried to portray. And now folks are looking at that entire adoption story differently. If even half of what she said holds up, it changes everything about how we view those closed-door sessions. But hold up, before we go any further, let's spin the block real quick. Back in 2020, Diddy went on Instagram Live and introduced this young woman to the world. Called her family. Said he adopted her just like that. No explanation, just dropped the announcement and kept it moving. Now, the people who were paying close attention started side-eyeing the whole thing almost immediately when it was her turn to speak. She didn't start with where she came from or how she ended up under his roof. The first thing out of her mouth was her zodiac sign. For a lot of folks watching, that felt random for what was supposed to be a family introduction. Diddy quickly stepped in, cut the conversation short, and steered it somewhere else. The whole exchange left viewers feeling like he was cleaning things up before too many questions could land. She casually mentioned she'd been out on the streets before he took her in. No timeline or real details. Diddy jumped right back in, saying she actually had loving parents and comparing it to other celebrity adoptions, including the ones connected to Madonna. By then, the side-eye was already locked in.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story. Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent.
I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Baroni Combs.
Folks online have been loud, with one user putting it like this: he wants a little girl around his grown son so badly. Kind of strange. Another wrote, those are smiles from men who are about to do unspeakable things to that poor little girl. Fast forward to now. Diddy is sitting behind the walls following the federal charges, and Cassie Ventura is the one putting fresh weight behind that old adoption story. She's not some outsider making guesses. She lived inside that machine for years. She witnessed the private sessions, the control, and the way young people were pulled into environments they had no business being around. And because of that closeness, when she talks about what allegedly went down with the adopted daughter, the streets are treating it like insider confirmation.
Homegirl Cassie right here, she had a I would say it was a whack show. She had a pretty whack show on BET. Did not perform at the level of the bad boy excellence, I would say. That's keeping it all the way funky. you know?
Y'all remember when Cassie took the stand and broke down while describing the years she spent under his roof? She started with love. She said she fell for his real personality. Then the vibe changed. She talked about agreeing to those freak-off sessions just to keep the peace. In the beginning, she felt like she had a choice. Later, she felt trapped. Jurors saw the text where she told him one of those nights left her feeling dirty and grimy. That was not consensual fun. That was survival language. She described the first time he put his hands on her and how shocked she was. Then she was beaten after a club night, chased by security, like she was the problem. She said in 2018, he crossed a serious line with her inside their own living room. Guns in the house. Threats that continued even after the relationship ended. She felt locked down. Her career and appearance controlled, phone tracked, every move watched. She saw him get physical with employees. Watched him hold one of her friends over a balcony railing. When she tried moving on with Kid Cudi, he lost it. Lunged at her with a wine opener. Said the car would get blown up. Not long after, according to her testimony, that car exploded in a driveway. Assistants and security saw the pattern. Some quit because they couldn't keep watching. She turned to substances to cope. Opiates, rehab 5 or 6 times. Trauma therapy in 2023 because flashbacks hit her during a music video shoot. Suicidal thoughts. The pain was still raw when she sat on that stand pregnant and still found the strength to speak.
Katrina, good morning to you. I understand you were inside the courtroom during Ventura's testimony. The transcripts are just horrific. How did she hold up?
Errol, she broke down on the stand yesterday as she was testifying, and that was one of the most striking moments of the day when she was moved to tears as she was giving, as you said, this very graphic and pornographic testimony.
When the prosecution asked her, was there ever a time that you enjoyed the freak-offs? This is when Cassie got choked up and she said, I did, but only because I got to spend one-on-one time with Combs and I really did love him. She said that after that first freak-off, she said she felt dirty. She didn't want to do it. And when she brought up the idea of having a conversation about the freak-off.
Picture all of that. She's the same insider now connecting the dots to the adopted daughter. Cassie is saying those same private environments that left her feeling dirty and grimy were the same ones the young girl lived under. Same access, closed-door sessions, same energy that affected other young talent. Look at the pattern with Justin Bieber. Pulled in at 13. Old clips show Diddy talking about spending 48 hours alone with him, calling it every young person's dream, while keeping the details off limits. Usher lived through it young, too. Said what he saw was curious, and he would never let his own kids get near that kind of mentorship. Yet the bridge still got built. Cassie is framing the adopted daughter as another chapter in that same book.
Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
They can get that. Like, do they know?
They know about YouTube and stuff, but like I've been traveling to a lot of different places, so, but sometimes I don't tell them. Like, well, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was with Usher.
Yeah, just hanging out with Usher.
Just,
okay.
Yeah. I was with him about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and
What was that like?
It was really exciting to meet him and stuff.
Yeah.
He's one of my inspirations. So.
Justin Bieber at Diddy's party.
It's your icon alert. It's called.
Oh my God.
Bad boy. Bad. So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed the usher.
I'm signed the usher.
I had legal guardianship.
The 2020 announcement had already started raising eyebrows among people paying attention. No clear adoption records were circulating. Then the disappearance talk began. She went quiet online. Insiders like Jaguar Wright had been vocal about the possibility that the adoption was being covered up for something darker, allegedly connected to the same hidden parties in places like Morocco and Dubai. The Madonna comparison he made during that live only added more fuel. Those adoptions came with their own questions surrounding paperwork and how the children were moved. When Diddy pointed to that as the model, the side-eye got even heavier. Cassie lived on the private side of his world long enough to know the difference between the public family announcement and what allegedly happened once those doors closed.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron. Everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock, I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent.
I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Brioni Combs. Come on.
Has anyone seen Ava Baroni? The little white girl that Diddy adopted. Where'd he get her from? Was she the pick of the litter? Those poor babies. You know, people should go back and do a little research in the 90s, especially in the mid-late 90s and early 2000s. The Diddler used to throw white parties. Bangkok and Dubai and in Morocco, where child prostitution is legal. He's been snatching up little kids for decades.
The Combs twins posted a short video showing her briefly, just enough to suggest she was fine. People watching noticed she looked distant and quiet, almost like she didn't want to be there. Only sparse posts followed after that. No normal teenage life on display. The vibe didn't match the family image Diddy was trying to sell.
We're getting, and we're gonna take our cousin Kwai and our best friend Ava. You guys all know her and remember her and ask about her every day, so you get to see her. Yay! But yeah, we're gonna get ready for that soon. Hey guys, so we're with Ava and Clyde. We're going horseback riding. Yeah. We're on the way. Our appointment's at 3 and it's 2:17, so we kind of like gotta hurry, but we'll be there at 2:57. So
Cassie isn't surprised that the same reckless energy is still showing up behind the walls. She lived through the substances he allegedly pushed. She saw how he moved when the cameras were off. So when jail reports started talking about groupie energy in the dorms, health challenges, and his body breaking down, it lined up with a man she already knew. Put her courtroom breakdown next to the 2020 live, the missing paperwork talk, the distant look in that twin video, and the pattern involving other young talent, and the picture stops looking like isolated drama. An insider who felt dirty and grimy after those sessions is now saying the adopted daughter was exposed to those same rooms. The online community has been reacting to the entire Diddy-Cassie drama. One person wrote, "I believe everything Cassie said about Diddy." Another user said, "I'm sure anytime Diddy was in a good mood, she could relax and have fun until midnight." Another commented, "The worst part is Diddy believed he loved her and she is terrified of him." Yet another said, "There is no way his children ain't know."
Now, spotlight on you.
What else is buried in the details Cassie hasn't fully unpacked yet about the adoption story? And if an insider who lived through the control and substances is connecting the adopted daughter to those same private environments, how much longer can the public family image hold up against the testimony? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're diving deep. And if you're here for unfiltered truths and eye-opening reveals, don't just scroll. Stick around and check out what's coming up next.